Okay guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to have another look at the race I tried to do a while ago on Rfactor 2, driving the Nissan GT500 around Sao Paulo in Brazil. I thought I'd give it another go. Now I've got obviously the AI sorted. You've seen it in a previous video a few weeks back with the Indy car around the new track. Wanted to give it another go, so what I did this time as well, ran a practice session, qualifying session and a race to get the track rubbered in slightly, not probably as much as I could have done, but just to give the AI some time to get used to the track and just basically rubber it in a bit, just to try and see if it makes them a little bit more competitive and a little bit more also a bit less likely to make mistakes. I accidentally set the first practice session at night, but I carried it on anyway just to see what it was like, and I was really impressed with it, to be honest. Really immersive in night, even though obviously, like, you know, the graphics are not amazing in this game, but the lighting is actually quite good, I find, for the night race, and I really enjoyed it. It gave a good sense of the realism in it. I really did like it. It was enjoyable to race around this track in the night in this car. I have to say, this is definitely one of the most enjoyable cars I've driven on the game so far. I've not driven loads of cars, obviously. I'm finding I have to change the degree of rotation quite a lot depending on the car, so it's quite a lot of messing around with, but once you get used to it, it's not actually that hard. But we went into this race, did a practice lap. I did a few more laps. I think this was the best lap I did in practice, even with that big mistake there, as we nearly went off the track. But we improved, I think, on our last run. When we did it the first time, we were in the 1:28, and obviously with the track a little bit more rubbered in, and we've had a little bit of a play with the setups on this game, nothing massive. But you're going to see, like, obviously our first lap 1:28 there, and then I carried on having a little play in the practice session with the setup, and went into the qualifying session, and we're going to go through to our fastest lap in the qualifying session, which was actually one of our first laps, I think, out of the pits. After that I got a lot of traffic in my way and it just slowed me down on my laps, but our first lap was a reasonably nice lap, as you're going to see now. Going down the gears into second gear, hard on the power now in third gear. You can see how much better the car's handling compared to last time when we first did the video. The car feels a lot more stable to the track. There's a lot more speed in the car now. Obviously the track's slightly more rubbered in as well, which is going to help. We're going to go into the next braking zone, braking just before that 50 there on the right, a little bit before it. Going down in second, getting hard on the power on the exit. We could have probably pushed that a lot more around that corner than what we did. But now we've got a car up ahead. Hopefully he's going to get a move on and not get in our ways. They can be quite fast, some of the AI sometimes. So hopefully he's not going to get out of the way, get in the way. Going down into second gear, we took a little bit of an early entry into that corner, which compromised our entry into this corner and the exit. But we recovered it reasonably well, got the power quite hard there, and then coming into the next corner now, down into second gear, early entry over the curb, on the power as early as we can. So the guy in front there, the AI in front, nearly losing the back end there as he got on the power really early over that curb. Going into the next braking zone now, tricky little bend this to get on the power nice and early, hitting the curb just about on the power, back end nearly going loose there, but we managed to hold it. Then work through the gears. I'm going to try and get in this slipstream just to gain a few tenths or so. Nothing wrong with gaining a few tenths when you've got a car in front of you there. Maybe hopefully get pole position. I think at this point we were 11th place, obviously. I think we might have done one lap before this, I can't remember. But going over the line for a 1:26.1, and there's probably a lot more than that in this, as I was up on that lap a few times. But got a lot of AI in the way, so we qualified pole, which was nice. You can see there by over a full second ahead of the 120% AI. So we're starting on pole this time, and hopefully we're not going to have a race which is going to be ruined by the AI. And we're going to watch out for the start now. As you see, we've got a really nice getaway, pretty much the perfect amount of wheel spin there, pulled away from the AI really well from the start line, and we've got in the lead. And hopefully now we can just see how the tyres react. Now this is the main aim of this, because I knew if I get ahead and I've got a reasonably okay setup on the car, and the track's a bit more rubbered in, I wanted to see how the tyres perform. I've run in the soft tyres for this test, 10 lap race, so I knew that the tyres were going to fade a lot more than, say, if you're going to run the medium tyres. I'm guessing if it was like a 20 lap race, I'd probably run with the medium tyres and there'd probably be less of a fade. You might not be as fast overall, but I don't think it'd be a massive difference. You may be looking at like half a second or something like that, but you're going to keep the times a lot closer together. You can see we've pulled up quite a nice lead already straight away. This outlap was a very nice outlap. We pretty much got the bends nailed on this outlap, and got on our way to pulling a nice lead. So the aim was now just to see if we can get this set up to run this track consistently. I will also as well, I might go back to this again in the future, spend a day or two on it and just fine tune the setup a little bit and see if I can put a setup out for this car and see if any of you guys would be interested in it. I mean, you can see now it's driving reasonably well. It's a little bit loose on that last corner. That's the only place I would like to have a little look at improving, but that could also be due to me myself putting the power down a little bit too aggressively. But you can see it's driving nice. It's easily beating the 120% AI, although I don't think the 120% AI on this track in this car are particularly amazing, so you know, bear that in mind. I think there's probably other tracks that they'll be a lot faster on, but it's performing well. We're over the line for our out lap on a 132, but obviously that's going to be a slow lap due to obviously the start. So now this is just going to be concentrating, trying to put a nice first lap in, seeing what sort of lap time we can get on our, with obviously the full fuel. You're probably going to find your first lap with the soft tyres is going to be one of your better laps because the tyres are pretty much in the perfect range. They've had the first lap to warm up and then they're in the perfect range for the second lap, and then they're going to gradually fade, I found, lap after lap. But as long as you see a consistent amount of fading, that's okay, because then you can judge it reasonably well, I presume, for pit stops and stuff. I don't know how long these soft tyres will last in this game. I haven't played the game enough to work out any of that yet. But I'm really enjoying the game again. Like I say, I've played it a few times now, I mean 2 or 3 times, and I've really enjoyed playing it. Obviously it's going to be quite hard to get on it too much, with the fact that we're playing iRacing now and we're building our career up on that. Another game I'm really enjoying at the moment. Obviously still trying to get all the Assetto Corsa setups out on PS4 and the PC. It's quite a lot to keep busy on and go through. Also, I've not been too well recently, so that's why there's been a bit of a gap in setup videos and stuff. So hopefully get back on that now. I'm starting to feel a bit better. But going back to the races, you can see now. Next lap over the line, then you can see it was a reasonably nice lap of a 1:26.003, which was actually faster than our qualifying lap. So then the next lap, we're going to go back to the start straight on the lap after. And hopefully it's going to be pretty similar and just slowly losing pace as we go through the laps. You can see now this time it's a 1:26.095, so again a nice lap, just very slightly slower. But now then first 2 laps, I found the soft tyres are good for about 2 laps of doing a very fast lap, and then they'll just gradually fade off slightly. And I think we made 1 lap with a bit of an error in it, to be fair. Can't remember what lap it was, but we'll see it when we come to it. I think it was about lap 7 or 6 or 7 or something like that. But then overline for a 26.5, so again losing about 5 tenths, half a second on that lap. So you can see the tyre fade coming in now. Obviously it might not have been as perfect lap, but you can just see the gradual fade from the tyres now as we go through to the next lap now. You see now we're going over the line. I think it's going to be a 1:26.7, so that's another 2 tenths off of the previous lap. So you can see the fade really coming in, and how the tyres work with these soft tyres in this car. I actually really like the way that the tyres work on this game, to be fair. How you just gradually lose speed. Some games you get like Assetto Corsa on the soft tyres, you just get faster and faster and faster, but that may be the way they are in real life, I'm not too sure. But this time over the line at 26.9, so you can just see another 2 tenths lost on that lap. So you can see the consistency in the way the tyres are degrading, and it's really easy to predict. I find it quite enjoyable to push them as hard as you can, knowing that you're going to be losing a little bit each lap. Possibly this, I'm not sure if this was the lap we had made a mistake on, I'm not too sure. We'll have a little look as we go over the line. It's probably going to be in the 1:27s no matter what, obviously with the degradation. You can see there at 27.1, so again 2 tenths lost over the previous lap. So you can just see it's just constantly around. It's probably worth about, the first 2 laps are going to be the best laps, and then it's going to be a reasonably big loss and it's going to go down. I think you can see there we made a mistake on that corner, which probably lost us a good few tenths, which probably means this is going to be the lap that's possibly quite a bit slower. I think it was well over the 20, it might have been over the 28. So let's have a little look as we go over the line. Yeah, it's a 29. Is that a 29 or a 30? So you can see that was quite a bad lap. It wasn't a brilliant lap at all. That was probably because of the mistake we did on that curve, getting off the power and then having to get back on the power, probably losing about half a second just on that corner at least, because then you've got the long straight here. But I think as soon as I got back onto it now, I'm going to have a little look now as we carry on with this car, have a little look through the rest of the lap and see if we can just get a reasonably good lap in a game. So you've got a little bit more, you can see the tyres are fading a little bit more now, and we've got a back marker up ahead actually. I'm not sure if this is a back marker that might have made a mistake. It's possibly the back marker that made a mistake just in front of me, but we managed to just hold on, keep on the power and just get round him. So approaching the back marker, it's quite interesting that we actually caught up some of the 120% AI in 10 laps. I only put I think it was the 1% or 2% differences between the drivers. I've seen it recommended online just so that they're not all too compacted together, just so that you've got, you know, maybe like a second difference between like 20 AI drivers, so it's a bit more realistic, you know, they're not all driving around on the exact same lap time. So I'm guessing obviously this is the drive, one of the lower ones, but he may have had to do a pit stop at some point, possibly put new tyres on at that stage as well, because I think he actually started to drive really well. He's probably spun at some point and had to pit, and then maybe had damage or something, and then to come out the pits quite a long way behind, and that's why we're approaching the guy to lap him. You can see now we're on our last lap, and that lap was back into a 27.5, I think it is, 127.5. So you can see that's right where this lap should have been really, when if I was carrying on with that 2/10 around on the degradation, on how much I was losing the lap with the tyres. So yeah, I'm thinking if we were going to run, you see there he's lost the back end on the corner, just slightly missed him there, very close to hitting him there, and I would have been quite annoyed if I would have ended up hitting him and then wiping this race out, having to do it all again. Would have been quite frustrating, but you can see now, if this race was maybe a 20 lap race, it'd be interesting to see if we would have had to have run the medium tyres. Possibly, I don't know if the AI had the medium tyres on, that's the thing, I don't know. They're obviously running on set tyre, and that depending on the lap times or something, it's a lot more simplified their physics compared to obviously the physics we're using. So it's hard to know what type of tyres they were on and how long they last, etc. But I'm guessing they'll probably have one standard tyre or two standard tyres, possibly. It won't be like, I don't think they'd have the same tyre choice as user, I'm not 100% sure on that, but normally AI for a lot of stuff is simplified and made a lot less complicated to make them more AI able to run on the track, etc., and keep it running the game better, to like more frame rate, etc., and stuff, and making your computer less strained. So you can see there over the line for 1 minute 27.5 again. So it was a reasonably nice lap on the last lap, and we won the race by quite a decent margin, to be fair. You can see there. Enjoyable race. It was pretty much on my own, but I actually liked just driving on my own in the lead and just throwing in the lap times and trying to keep that consistency and working out how much the tyres were losing, etc., and just enjoying the race really. Another really enjoyable race on this game. And again, I'm going to go to a different track next time we do a video on Rfactor 2, possibly in the GT3 category. We might do Malaysia because I've already tried that, so I kind of know the track a bit. 120% AI is going to be harder on that track. I've already had a little go with it. Like I say, I had one go and they were about a second faster than what I was at the stage, but I'd only jumped on it very quickly. I hadn't got the steering angle sorted, the rotation, sorry, degree of rotation. I needed to up that slightly to get it just the feel of what I wanted from the car. So when we go back to it, hopefully we'll get it all sorted, and I'll do a race against 120% AI around Malaysia and see how that goes. We might even throw some dynamic weather in there or something, see if you can do that. I don't know how it works with the weather on this game, whether you can put dynamic or whether it's just presets. We'll have a go anyway and just see how we get on. Anyway guys, I'll leave you the rest of the replay from the start of the race. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back with more Rfactor, more Assetto Corsa and more iRacing videos very soon, and also Project Cars. Thanks again for watching guys.